Welcome to Tales by WZ. Today's story is about a man who came home early, overheard his wife with their contractor, and chose evidence over emotion. As you listen, think about what you would have done in his place. My wife said, "I didn't do anything." I replied, "Not my problem." Then I took photos, walked out without a word, called my lawyer from the driveway, filed for separation that same day, froze the money, and quietly watched as her affair turned into a legal and financial disaster. I need to get this down while the adrenaline is still keeping me awake. It's 3:00 a.m. I'm sitting in a hotel room that smells like lemon disinfectant and stale cigarettes, and my entire life flipped in about 6 hours. I'm 36. I've been married to my wife, 34, for 7 years. About 8 months ago, we bought a fixer-upper. The classic millennial dream. Worst house on the best block. Drain your savings, build equity, build a future. We hired a general contractor to handle the kitchen and a master bath extension. He'd been in our house almost every day for 3 months, friendly, comfortable, drank my coffee, petted my dog, laughed at my jokes. At the time, I thought nothing of it. Yesterday was a Tuesday. A client canceled a major deal, so my afternoon opened up unexpectedly. I didn't text my wife. I thought I'd surprise her, maybe take her out early since she works from home on Tuesdays. I pulled into the driveway at 2:15 p.m. The contractor's truck was there. Not unusual. He often stayed late. I unlocked the door quietly, not because I was suspicious, but because I didn't want to startle anyone using power tools. There were no power tools. The house was silent. Then I heard a laugh, her laugh. The one she uses when she's relaxed, flirty, 3 glasses of wine deep. Then a male voice, low and casual. "You think he suspects?" the man asked. "No way," my wife replied, smug. "He's so focused on the budget he doesn't notice anything else. Besides, he thinks you're doing the plumbing right now." "I am doing the plumbing," the contractor chuckled. "Just a different kind." That moment right there. That's when the body reacts before the heart does. Cold clarity, no shaking, no rage. Just understanding. If I stormed and screaming, this would become a fight, a mess, a story she could twist. I stepped back outside and closed the door quietly. Sitting in my car, I scrolled to my lawyer's name. He's a college buddy, family law, absolute shark when needed. I told him exactly what I heard. He didn't hesitate. "Do not engage, do not argue, go inside quietly. If they're together, take photos or video, say nothing. Then leave and come straight to my office." Sometimes the smartest move is the least dramatic one. I went back inside, tiptoed down the hallway. The living room was separated by plastic sheeting for dust control. I peered through a gap. They weren't having sex. They were worse. Sitting on our new beige sectional. The expensive one I didn't want because it stains. Eating sushi. His feet on my coffee table, her head on his shoulder. He fed her a piece of tuna roll. It looked domestic, comfortable. Like they belonged there. I hit record. When I stepped through the plastic, it crinkled. They jumped. Soy sauce spilled on the rug. My wife went pale. "Honey," she said, "you're home early." I didn't speak. I panned the camera slowly. His face, her face, the food, his boots on my table. 5 full seconds on her expression. "What are you doing?" the contractor snapped, standing up. I took a still photo of him, shirt half unbuttoned. Then I turned and walked out. "Wait," my wife yelled. "It's not what it looks like." It always is. I got in my car, locked the doors, and drove straight to my lawyer's office. 3 hours later, the separation paperwork was filed electronically. A cease and desist was sent to the contractor for breach of contract and conflict of interest. When my wife finally called, my lawyer answered. "This is my lawyer," he said calmly. "A petition for separation has been filed. Do not contact my client." The silence on the other end said everything. Shock isn't about guilt, it's about losing control. That night I slept in the hotel with no clothes, no bag, and a half-finished house I couldn't live in. But I hadn't yelled, I hadn't begged, and I knew she couldn't spin this. 5 days later, I returned with police to collect my belongings. The contractor was there again, drinking coffee from my mug, wearing my robe. That's when I realized this wasn't impulsive. It was already normalized. When he claimed he was a tenant, I didn't argue, I just left. Later that day, I checked our joint account. Empty. $12,000 transferred to her personal account. Then an invoice arrived. $8,500 for emergency work that never happened. This is where betrayal turns into paperwork. My lawyer froze the accounts and advised stopping the mortgage payments, not out of spite, out of reality. Paying would mean funding their life together. When I transferred utilities out of my name, she called me a monster. This is a pattern. When accountability arrives, it's suddenly cruelty. Friends split. Her family screamed. I didn't respond. Lawyers did. A forensic accountant uncovered everything. Overcharges, fake materials, money routed back to her credit card, an affair funded by my bank account. When we went to court, she asked for spousal support. The judge read the report, looked at the photos, asked one simple question. You want him to pay for a house where you live with your affair partner who is also being sued for fraud. Motion denied. House ordered sold. That's when the contractor tried stripping the house. Cabinets, fixtures, everything. Police stopped him in the driveway, and for the first time she watched someone choose self-preservation over her. 6 months later, the divorce is final. The house sold at a loss, but the judge ruled the loss was her responsibility. I walked away with what little equity remained. She walked away with debt. The contractor defaulted in court. His bond paid part of the damages. He moved states. He dumped her once the money stopped. I live in a small apartment now. IKEA furniture. Quiet mornings. I haven't had a panic attack in months. A friend asked if I regretted moving so fast. No, because the alternative was screaming while they emptied my life behind my back. She wanted drama. I gave her documentation. Here are the lessons. Lesson 1: when you find the truth, evidence matters more than emotion. Lesson 2: silence can be stronger than confrontation. Lesson 3: people who betray you rarely expect you to act decisively. Lesson 4: protecting yourself is not cruelty, even when others call it that. Lesson 5: peace doesn't always come from winning. Sometimes it comes from walking away clean. What would you have done if you heard those voices behind the door? And have you ever stayed calm in a moment where anger would have ruined everything?